Welcome to another meeting of TV Holics Anonymous. Welcome to another meeting of TV Holics Anonymous. My name is Ruru, and I am a TV holic. Once again, Mimi's not here. It's because this is a show she does not watch. I have only just started watching it, so that's why I thought I'd just talk about a particular episode that I watched. And I found, strange. Some bits were alarming to me. I don't know if I am, over-exaggerating with my thoughts about it, but I just wanted to share my view on this particular show because it kind of really struck a chord with me, so I thought I need to talk about this. I need to get it out there into the universe. I need to make a pod episode about this, so that's why I'm here. Anyway, Mimi will be back soon, and this might be really all over the place because I am trying really hard to concentrate because I'm in my recording room right now and it is extremely hot here in England, and I had the windows open, and then I just turned around and I noticed this plague of kind of those flying ants, or I'm just going to call them locusts. I know they're not locusts, but it felt like a plague of locusts had attacked my window, and they were all over my window, these flying ants, and they were climbing on top of each other and doing the deed on my window. There was so many of them, and some of them had got inside, and I was panicking, so I had to pull out the vacuum and suck them all up. And the ones that weren't out, the ones that were outside, I left them outside, but I had to shut the windows quickly, and it was like a whole emergency procedure thing going on. If you know, you know. Anyway, I'm digressing. Let me get to the point. So I don't know about you guys, but I watched Physical 100, the first season and the second season, and I'm very much looking forward to the third season too. Me and Mimi both. So I think we will review that pretty soon, and especially when the next season comes out. So I noticed there was a character there in the first season. Again, if I am butchering his name, please let me know. Chu Sun Hu, Sung Hoon, Chu Sung Hoon, Cho Sung Hoon, Chu or Cho Sung Hoon. Anyway, so I noticed he had I was browsing through Netflix like I do. I noticed he had a show, and it's categorized as, the genres are talk show, Korean comedy series, and a lot of people say it's a variety show, a Korean variety show. So I started watching the episodes, and if you watched Physical 100, the season that he was in, I believe that was season 1, you would definitely have seen him as a very stoic character, the elder in the group. I believe he was about 47, 48 when he filmed it, about 47-ish, I think, when he filmed that. And now when he's doing this variety show, it's about him. It's called Choo-ry or Die. So it's basically, the concept is he's just winging it with his co-host, who's a comedian, and they have guests on, famous people in Korea are guests on his show, actors, singers, comedians, all sorts, all walks of life, kind of people that are just famous. And he kind of tries things that they want to try, and then they kind of sign a contract. Oh my god, where did that go? Where did it go? Where did it go? So I don't exactly know where I was, but something landed on my leg, and I freaked out, and I kind of flicked it off. And then I went on a search around the room looking for what it was, I'm in shorts just to paint a picture, and I looked down and I saw something on my leg, so I'm in a bit of panic, so I might get up and scream and like shout again. So where was I? I think I was at the part where I was just explaining what the concept of the show is. So basically, he's trying to get them to like try things that they want to try, like things on their bucket list, basically. And at the end, he like gets them to sign a contract saying that they will try to do that thing that they wanted to do on their bucket list. And sometimes he tries to join in with that activity as well. So he says that he'll do that with them or whatever because he's got a lot of things on his bucket list. But what I wanted to say was that he like I said, he's very stoic and very like a very solid, like wise older person on that show. Not on Choo-ry. Choo-ry. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Again, sorry everyone for butchering the name. But yeah, he's a very different character on Physical 100 than he is on this show, his talk show. And I was very shocked because I tuned in to see him being like the stoic figure that he was on that show. And like, he's very funny. What I found, like, from the first episode, I didn't like the first episode so much, but it kind of grew on me. So the first episode was him with an actor, I believe, Kim Jae-Joong. They were just basically sitting around and drinking and talking, and a lot of drinking, basically. And then there was another actor in the next episode who is currently in a play called Jekyll, basically Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde kind of situation there he's doing. So it was like it's a musical and it was on his set. And that was quite interesting as well. And then he did an episode where he had a makeover with one of the members from a K-pop group that was big like a few years back, Baby V.O.X. And she basically talked about it kind of when it starts and most of it is kind of like silly and funny, but then people do kind of open up to him because he's got that kind of like he's not like stoic and like old and wise. He's very funny and very like unintentionally funny. He's not trying to be funny, he's just like that way. And people kind of open up to him. So that girl from Baby V.O.X opened up to him. And I thought that was really interesting how she said that she was basically, when she was in the groups are, bands are like, not bands, like idol groups are different to what they were before. They had to do all their makeup and stuff before. They didn't get paid as much. And their companies didn't have huge budgets, and their their management team wasn't as big as groups are today. So also she opened up about how it was quite scary because fans or crazy people or fans, or I don't know who did this, but someone threw acid on her as well on stage, and that must have been terrifying. And yeah, that was like an experience that she opened up about. He also, in that Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde one with the actor Shin Sung Rok, he Song Hoon opened up about not opened up, but he kind of mentioned that he likes to go commando and he doesn't wear any like underwear. Basically, he likes to like free ball and he likes it to be airy and breezy down there. So that was like funny and interesting. He also had another episode which I found interesting. And this one was like they were outside in the cold and there was an actor, I believe his name is Jang Hyuk, and he basically took them camping. He had a camper van, and he uses it with his sons and his wife, and they were like toughing out in the coldness, and like Chu Sung Hoon was really Cho Sung Hoon. I believe it's Cho or maybe I'm wrong, it's Chu, but I'm gonna say Cho Sung-hoon was basically like he couldn't take it out in the freezing cold. He tried to get like stay in the van as long as possible. It's just funny, like comical things that he does. He never sticks to any of the notes that he's given. He's given like notes about the people that are coming on the show, and he's got like a pack of notes, and he never like sticks to the script, and he just ends it when he wants to end it, the episode. So yeah, so that was interesting as well. So they were eating and they were like doing Korean barbecue, and then they all loved the Shin ramen noodles at the end. Or let me try and pronounce it right. Ramyeon noodles. Correct me if I'm wrong or right about people's names and about um how to say noodles in Korean. I'd love to like learn more because I find it quite interesting. And then also the next episode, it was when a model came on, Jang Yoon Ju. Jang Yoon Ju? Hope I'm saying that right. Um, and she wanted to learn like judo martial arts, basically, some techniques to kind of like help her with self-defense. So that was interesting. And then they kind of had talks about her husband and like his wife and stuff like that, which led me to look up his YouTube channel because he talked about his YouTube channel and like his wife and stuff. And I'm talking about Cho Sung Hoon, his YouTube channel, and that was quite interesting as well. I realized that he's actually from Japan, like he's fourth generation Korean Japanese. So he's Korean, but he's fourth generation Korean living in Japan. And that was all quite interesting as well. Like I learned a bit about the history of like what happened between Japan and Korea. And yeah, I found that pretty interesting. And yeah, so I was watching his YouTube videos as well, and he did a house tour, which his wife wasn't too pleased about because he showed all the messiness in the house, all the messiness in her bedroom, and he kind of also revealed that he does not sleep in the same bedroom as his wife. He sleeps in his daughter's bedroom, which I thought was quite interesting too. I didn't think that I'd go down this rabbit hole watching this show. I just thought it'd be like, oh, I know him from Physical 100. Let me just watch this. I found him quite interesting on there, and he was like quite wise and interesting on that show. So let me watch this. This might be entertaining too. So it's taken me down another rabbit hole, which I didn't expect it to, but I'm pleasantly surprised. And I think I'm going to continue watching. So I also watched another two episodes. So I'm currently going to be starting episode 8 of Try Chure, Chore, Try Chore, or Try Chure. And episode 6. Okay, so episode 6 there's another guy, Woo Ju Jo Jo Ju Jo Woo Jae or Ju Woo Jae. I don't know how to pronounce that, but they were claiming he was a spy because he was in another like talk show or variety show that was competing and out at the same time basically as this show. So they were like the comedian on this show who is Sung Hoon's um co-host, he was basically saying that you're a spy from the other show. And this guy was kind of like trying to make the episode as boring as possible by saying he's not interested in this, he's not interested in anything. Like he's happy for everything to be mediocre, and he never has any interest in anything basically. So it was not that great. And then they did some kind of activities, like they were basically in a Buddhist temple, I believe. And so one of the monks, a female monk, I've never actually seen a female monk. That was quite interesting. And I don't know if this is like with every female monk, Buddhist monk, but she had all her hair shaved off. So I found that pretty interesting. I didn't know that that you could be a female monk, and B, that well, I don't know this for sure. That's why I just wanted to put this out there and ask, like, if you guys know, do female Buddhist monks have to shave their heads, or did she do that because she wanted to, or because she wanted to join in with the rest of the monks, or she just wanted to just for doing that. It's just I don't know much about, I'm not very educated about Buddhism, so yeah, I'd love to know. So anyway, I'm digressing. So yeah, so they did some like workouts and stuff like that. So, and oh, they also played, so random, they played Russian roulette with this random, like, I think it was a BB gun with a balloon attached to the end. So all three of them were sitting around playing Russian roulette, and it was kind of scary. They were like freaked out. I was freaked out. Entertaining, but scary at the same time. I don't know who came up with that concept for that game, but it was wild. So I did find that quite entertaining as well. I thought this is going to be a bore because that guy was being boring on purpose. So I thought it'd be a bore, but no, they livened it up the second half. So if you're watching that episode, hang in there and watch it to the end of the episode, because the gun, they pull out the BB pew pew basically, and yeah. So then there was the last episode that I watched. This is what I wanted to talk to you guys about because I found this extremely controversial in my mind. Basically, there's this Korean, I believe he was an actor. He does a lot of different stuff. And I looked him up. I believe he's in politics now as well. Hong Seok Cheon, Chin, and he's basically an openly gay man, and he was telling a story about how he came out in 2000 or the early 2000s, and it was really tough for him because he was on like 6 TV shows and he got fired from all of them. I believe this is when, like, it was not, like, I think Korea was very like homophobic back then, and it was hard for him to like make money, and he said that he made his money like from DJing, because no one would hire him, so he was like DJing in the clubs in Hongdae and Itaewon. If you don't know, that's where like there's like clubs and stuff. A lot of tourists go to those places, and also like a lot of like young people go and club there. So that's what he was doing back then. And he kind of like made like an agreement with Sung Hoon to basically say that they both agreed that they want to like open a club together, or they want to like DJ together or something like that. And that was quite funny and entertaining as well. But in the beginning, I found him to be kind of like OTT, like over the top. He was what I found like really like irritating was that he was making like loads of sex noises because they were doing a workout. He said that he wanted to work out with Sung-hoon. That was what he wanted to try. And he wanted to get in shape in his 50s, because he's like 53 or 54, I believe. And he wanted to be in shape. So fair enough. I thought that would be interesting. I'd love to see like a professional MMA fighter's workout. And this should be good. So they were working out, and he just kept making so many like sex noises, and it was just like irritating after a while. At first, it was funny, like the first couple of times, but then it was just like you just keep going on and on and on, and it's not something I personally like want to hear constantly. It just felt like it was just like fake and over the top. And then after that, I felt bad for Sung-hoon, because he was being really inappropriate. Like, it doesn't matter if you're gay or straight or anything in between, like you should like respect people's boundaries, and I feel like he wasn't. And it was getting to a point where it was like, really creepy. There was a point where he climbed on top of Sung-hoon's back when he was lying down on the floor, and Sung-hoon was trying to get off, and he just kind of sat down, and then Sung-hoon like kind of pushed him off after. He sat down on top of him on Sung-hoon's back, and he was like massaging him, and he was like off like he kind of had enough, and then he was like, oh, he said, I felt something like on my butt. Like basically he felt his like he basically what's this guy's name again? Hong Seok Cheon was hard, and basically it was like rubbing against his Sung-hoon's butt basically. So he felt that, and I could see he felt kind of violated there. It was like it was giving me like it felt like this guy was like a predator, you know, like giving me Harvey Weinstein vibes, or giving me like, who's that guy from House of Cards? And he was also in American Beauty, I believe. And he was basically grooming younger men. Not saying they're roughly the same age, Sung Hoon and this guy, but it gave me those vibes. And also he was talking about how like he likes younger men and this and that, and like it was just all giving me like casting couch vibes, and I just felt uneasy. And they also did a game where they were touching all these guys' faces, and he was touching the guys' faces blindfolded, and to see if they were hot or not. And he was also talking about how he DMs random people saying that you've got what it takes, and it just all sounded really like alarm bells were going off in my head. Like I feel like I have no proof whatsoever. It's just my intuition, my like something's going off in my gut telling me that this is like he's he's like a bit predatory. I could be wrong, like I said, but this is just what I felt, like my initial thoughts. Also, when Sung Hoon was sitting down, he went to go like touch all his muscles and stuff. He was touching up his legs and everything. It was just all a bit like too much. And like I said, Korea is quite a conservative culture, and like you don't just get in people's, and a lot of Asia basically is a conservative culture. They have like in China, it's quite conservative, I guess. Like you don't just go up to people and start touching them. And then Japan as well. And I feel like he was crossing the line a lot, and it was uncomfortable to watch. And the other comedian that was Sung Hoon's co-host, he was kind of encouraging him because he was finding it funny, but I didn't find it funny. I felt like it was basically crossing the line, and like he was like it was sort of like sort of essay, sort of like unwanted groping, touching. It wasn't okay. For me as a viewer, I felt uncomfortable. I felt like it wasn't what Sung Hoon wanted. He was all right. He was playing like all right to like, there was some things that he was like consenting to, but other things it just felt like, you know, someone needs to step in and stop him. And like I said, I'm getting like creepy vibes off this guy, and I tried to look him up. I tried to look up stuff on Reddit, but I couldn't find anything. And I just wanted to know everyone else's opinion. Am I totally off base here? Was he just playing up for the cameras, or could I be right? Has anyone got any stories about like any casting couch stuff with him or anything like that? I just want to know, because like I said, it was uneasy in my mind. I am gonna be off now to watch the next episode. I believe that is episode 8 of Try Choo-ry or Try Choo-ry. I don't know how to say it. But yeah, so episode 8. And I'm looking forward to it. And also, if you guys haven't watched it, please watch it and let me know, especially that episode 7 of season 1. By the way, I'm talking about season 1. And I think after I finish watching the rest of the episodes of season 1, I'll do like another like review of it, because let me just scroll down on Netflix and see. There are basically 18 episodes of season 1. They're not very long, they're like short episodes, like 20 to 25-minute episodes each. So it's really manageable for anyone to watch, and it's just funny and entertaining. If you liked Physical 100, you probably remember him, and it's just something interesting to watch. So yeah, I think after I finished watching this entire season 1 of Try Choo-ry, I will definitely review it again, and I'll talk about the rest of the episodes from 8 onwards. So this is just like episode 1 to 7 review, and like I said, I just really want to know, please, please, please get back to me somehow. Comment on this podcast episode, or catch us on YouTube or on Twitter or Blue Sky or Instagram or TikTok, and just let me know, or send me information about him, or tag me in a video about him or whatever, and I want to know. The video has to be probably in English or have English subtitles because I'm not I can understand a few Korean words because I've been watching a lot of Korean shows, but I'm nowhere near like able to understand anything without subtitles. So or just translate it for me or whatever, or just send me like a Reddit thread or whatever, because I just want to know if my instincts are right about this guy. I was getting major creep vibes of him, and I need to know just for like my mind to be at ease, because there was just something not right. Something not right. He just had that kind of like creep factor about him, and I just want to know if I'm just making this up in my head or there's some truth behind how I'm feeling. So anyway, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Subscribe, please, and let us know what you want next. We welcome all comments, and we will be back. Hopefully, I'll be back next time with my co-host, who I dearly miss right now. And hopefully I can get her to watch this as well, because I don't know how she'd like what she'd think of this, because this is like every episode is something new. It's not like a continuation of anything, and it's very different to what she has been watching in the Korean TV world of reality TV and scripted shows. But we are going to be actually reviewing something pretty soon, hopefully. Some more Korean stuff, if that's what you guys want. So yeah, subscribe and follow us on our socials, and we'll be back soon. Bye.